Okay, here we are with another episode of another review of season 9 of The Walking Dead, season 9, episode 7. So as always, we're going to start off this episode with just the basics of what happened in the episode, what we can learn, and then also what happened in this episode, what we can learn, and also theories and stuff about what happens next episode. So let's start off right now. What happened in this episode? Basically, we're rotating between 3 different groups. Carol's group with Ben and Daryl, and then the guys of the Hilltop, and then the guys that Michonne are taking to the end of back to Hilltop. So what happens with Daryl's group? Okay, Daryl's group with Ben and Carol, they're basically just focusing on trying to get Ben more in touch with reality. Carol says that he's more of an idealist and all that type of stuff. And she wants her son to be more mature. Nothing really of a huge significance really happens like here. We just see some walker fights, some stuff with the dog, some stuff with the camping, just some stuff like that. Nothing really of some solid significance really happens there. But we do know that Daryl is outside there because he's still looking for Rick. We know that Rick is still alive. They don't know Rick is still alive, but we know that Andrew Lincoln has definitely left the franchise, at least for now. There's still some talk about him doing a Walking Dead movie later on, but all of that stuff might still be some speculation, so we need to confirm some of that stuff later. So now over here at the Hilltop, Jesus is just kind of really stressed with what's really happening with a lot of the things that are happening in Hilltop. Just a lot of stress that comes with being in charge and handling a lot of everyone's problems, everyone's inquiry. We see that at the Hilltop they're really growing forward, getting better, and all of that stuff. And there's really nothing much we can really say except for there's a pretty cool fight between Jesus and Aaron. And Aaron, that guy that lost his arm, is a pretty cool, solid guy, and that's really just the basis of everything. That's just like the crux of it all. So yeah, if you feel me. That's it. Then we're coming across to Michonne's group there. So when it comes to Michonne's group, she's still kind of like not too sure about what's happening with the guys that are in her group. She likes them, but she doesn't trust them. That was established in the very beginning of the episode when Siddiq basically asked her, like, oh, you like these people, you're not denying it, so you must like them. And she's like, yeah, I like them, I just don't trust them, basically. And you can't really blame her, because you can't really just go around trusting everybody in this world that they're in. For me right now, I'm not really trusting that one that's getting really angry a lot, because there's really no point, man. Just calm down. But then again, we need to see it from her perspective, because she's been through a lot, and obviously a lot of people probably have betrayed her and not given her reasons not to trust people. So she needs more protection and backup and everything. She's more of the violent, logical thinking person who's trying to keep everybody safe. So I don't really have anything against her per se, other than those few things. And yeah, so what we need to now talk about is what we can learn from this episode. Some of the stuff that we can really learn from this episode is really the fact that more about humanity. I just love the new group. Despite the fact that nothing really happens in this episode, nothing of great significance happens other than a small increment in the storyline with us moving forward a little bit. I just love the new group. Why? Because they always remind us of humanity. These guys, they remind us of Rick's group in the very beginning, how they just needed someone to just treat them as if they're human. Okay, in a world where everything is just gone really bad. It's gone really bad. There's very few humans left in the world. And by that reason, by that statement, I actually mean like people who are behaving as a human. There's very few people like that that's actually left on Earth. And that's one thing that this group really reminds you of, is that while you're here, you need to do everything you can to still be a decent human, and you don't lose that touch of humanity that's still within you. That it's such a beautiful thing to be reminded of, I feel, and one that we should not, really should not be quickly forgetting. That's one of the reasons I just love the new group. Secondly, with that, another thing that we can learn is just the fact that I think that's really just it to learn in the episode. Like, other stuff is just some common sense, like just being more mature, I guess. Like, speaking about Ben and his situation with Michonne, and be more trusting, and also, like, I guess with Jesus' situation, just like just learn to work well and stuff. You really can't say too much. But the main point of this episode actually is now being able to discuss the new theories of what happens next episode, because we don't know what's making these walkers so smart, like being able to talk, being capable of speech. I was disappointed that no other walker really displayed this skill for the entirety of the episode. After we see that with Lakrita, she actually set off a flare that we later on see that was actually her that set off the flare from the very beginning. We don't really see her set off a flare, and at the same time, I kind of thought she was gone, but obviously some other stuff happened. She's safe, which is good. Our remaining guy left is just Eugene. I think he's safe, but he could be dead. We really don't know. We really don't know if Eugene's going to be safe or not with really what's happening here. So it's just going to be worked out. Okay, we may or may not find out next episode that they're tracking him. Some of the theories of what's actually making the walkers so smart is that I heard this from a friend, that because they're eating a lot of brains, that it's making them smarter, and that type of stuff. I don't know how valid that claim really can be in this given context. We really can't say. But as for what's happening next episode we'll find the fate of Eugene, whether he's alive or dead, walking, not walking, and hopefully Lakrita, she can say what happened about the fact that the walkers did talk. She should be fine, well enough that we'll see that she will say that the walkers were talking and that was kind of scary and all that type of stuff. Then obviously our boys would have hit the hilltop. Okay, everyone's heading to the hilltop. Ben and his gang, Michonne, and they're hitting hilltop. But our boys would hit the hilltop. I mean, when I say our boys, I mean our boys with Michonne. They would have hit the hilltop, and we'll see how that's going. We get some progress with what's happening with Ben and learning how to crafts, how to be a blacksmith. And we're gonna probably chuck a look to Alexandria and to the kingdom and see what's happening there. And obviously some sort of complications going to happen. Maybe some recon team or whatever is going to like try to find out what's happening. We don't know. This actually could signify some getting closer to a cure for these guys. That's for these people who are for the zombies, for the walkers. I don't really think there's probably going to be a cure anytime, but one thing that's really made me really appreciate a lot of stuff is just the fact that we had that research center that got destroyed in the very beginning in episode 1. That was quite decent, to be honest. Like, you really cannot deny how decent that thing was. Like, imagine if some of them were still alive, still working. Imagine how much more information we really could have gotten from those people. We really can't say. And that's one thing we'll always have to be wondering. But yeah, other than that, that's basically the whole thing. That again, there really wasn't too much that we could really be talking about in this episode. So that's it. That's a nice, good, short episode review for you guys. I really did try to drag it out because I know you guys come and try to get a lot of stuff. But as always, stay safe, stay on the journey. Don't let the bed bugs bite, and so yeah, let's be good.